herself to raise money. Sarah O'Neill has polycystic ovary syndrome and has excess facial hair as a symptom. She was diagnosed with the condition in 2006. She wants to banish the myth that only men grow moustaches. She's a very brave lady. She's joining us on the line now. Sarah, good afternoon to you.
Hi there.
Very good to talk to you. How did you know you first had this condition? Was it a visual appearance?
No, it was a condition. Well, it basically, I didn't have a lot of periods, and that's when I first realised that something was wrong. And I had a chat with my doctor, who potentially suggested that this might be an issue. But once the facial hair started appearing, it was suggested that I go and see someone from the endocrinology department to eventually diagnose this after years of tests.
And have you, since you've had the symptoms of the facial hair, have you come up against any sort of comments?
Yes, quite a lot of people, because I'm a lesbian as well, quite a lot of people seem to think that I'm trying to be a man. And that I'm trying to turn myself into a man, and that's not the case. I get a lot of stares, and I recently started a new job where, unfortunately, someone spent the entire afternoon staring at my chin without asking any questions, and it made me feel very uncomfortable. It just wasn't nice at all.
Did you say anything to them?
No, I felt very comfortable myself, and I came home and had a chat with my partner Tina about what was happening, and she kind of put it in terms of I shouldn't be ashamed of who I am, and I should have just asked them and should have said, is there anything you'd like to ask about what's on my face? But unfortunately I didn't think of it at the time. Now I seem to be quite open about it, and everyone seems to be brilliant.
But it must be very hard, for a woman who has facial hair on their face to actually deal with, because it's not expected, is it? And I suppose, I think even, I'm not being funny, but I think even your brother, I was reading, had a nickname for you.
Yeah, my brother called me Mac 3 after the razor. So, yes, he didn't expect it. He just thought that it was a side effect of me potentially being overweight, and that was before the diagnosis. So, certainly, it was very hurtful. I didn't know why I had the facial hair at all, but I spent a lot of time trying to make my face socially acceptable, a lot of painful hours trying to get rid of the hairs, only for them to grow back maybe a few days later and start it all over again. It just wasn't feeling very good. It was like an endless task of trying to be what society expected me to be.
Yes, I was reading that you're sick of people staring at you in the street. People can be very rude, though, can't they?
They can, yes, most definitely. It's just not something that I felt very comfortable with. I didn't feel confident in myself.
If you've been through this, and I think you're very brave, but if you've been through this, why would you now say, well, I'm not going to razor or whatever for a few weeks and grow the moustache? Why would you do? I mean, obviously it's for a good cause, but you're just going to get even more awkwardness, aren't you?
Yes, there is the potential for that. Some of my colleagues have looked at me out of the side of their eyes, but it's basically making a stand and saying, I can raise money for a good cause because I have something that's a part of me that most men take for granted, that they can grow a moustache, and I can raise money and I can do something good with this. And it's about outlining the positives, and that's something that Tina has been very good at, in helping me to outline the positives of everything that I would have perceived as a negative beforehand.
Are you nervous about it?
Very nervous, yes. It's only been 6 days, and I've already got a little bit of a goatee going on. So
you've got a bit of a goatee going on already, have you?
Already, yes.
How long are you not going to? Well, I'm not being rude, but do you shave or cream or whatever you do?
It would be cream or tweezers. So I'm going to do it for the whole month, the entire month, and then I'll evaluate the situation afterwards and see what happens.
You're not too worried about people staring or people saying something cruel when you're out and about in Hull?
Well, I have a valid reason for it now. I'm raising money, and if they say something that's cruel, that's their problem, it's not mine.
And just finally, to be serious, is there some treatment that you can get that would sort it out once and for all, so you don't have to live through this?
For the facial hair, I could get treatment, but I would have to pay for that myself, which would be electrolysis. And it's very expensive. It would run into the thousands of pounds. It's something that would be seen as an exceptional treatment. So you have to kind of combat the other symptoms, which would be losing weight, which again is very hard to do with the polycystic ovaries.
Well, listen, Sarah, you're a very brave woman. Thank you very much indeed for coming on today, and I hope you raise lots of money for this.
Thank you very much.
If anyone says anything nasty, just ignore them.
I will do.
Or say
Thank you very much.
Say something sharp back. Good to have you on the show. Take care.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
There we are. That's Sarah O'Neill, who, well, you've heard the story, growing a bit of a moustache for this month, raising money for charity. She has polycystic ovary syndrome and facial hair as an issue. And, of course, we wish her well.